I've come to the realization that I have the same love-hate relationship with my garden that I do my YouTube videos. I enjoy putting in my garden. I enjoy harvesting my garden. I hate taking care of my garden. I enjoy shooting my YouTube videos. I enjoy the finished product of my YouTube videos. I hate editing my YouTube videos. So this video was exceptionally difficult to make for a variety of reasons. I tried to make a lazy bed garden this year. I put down cardboard last year, and then on top of that, I put old spoiled hay, old soggy hay that isn't good for animals, but it's good for compost in the garden. But I did it in the fall, so the cardboard didn't have enough time to break down properly. So when I went to put my garden in this spring, not only did I have to pull the hay back, I also had to pull a lot of the cardboard as well, because it just didn't have time to break down. Anyway, it is what it is. So I moved the hay, I dug a little trench with my hoe, put some soil down, put seeds, put more soil on top of that. And I strung out my rows with some string so I could see where everything was. This garden took me about 6 hours to put in, which was really good. It didn't require a lot of weeding. I haven't had to water it as much. But there is a very large downside that I found out the hard way. This method of gardening provides a beautiful space for slugs to just exist, because they hide in the hay all day, and then they just come out en masse at night and devour everything in your garden that isn't nailed down. So I put this garden in Victoria Day. And everything was going great until it wasn't. Another problem I had is I extended the garden in the winter. So I had something called sunchokes growing outside of my garden bed, which was fine. But when I extended my garden, they were then in my garden. And they are a tuber, kind of like a potato or a sweet potato. And it has this beautiful sunflower in the fall. That's why they're called sunchokes. The tuber is edible. Not a bad taste. I'd try it if you want to. But the problem is I didn't get all of it out of the garden last fall. So I have about 3 rows at the back that I had to completely dig up because the sunchokes were coming up through it. If I was growing sunchokes, I'd have been fine, but I wasn't. I was growing other things like Swiss chard and cabbage and cauliflower and broccoli, and nothing's come up because I've had to dig it all up. I got up probably about 6 or 7 pounds of it out in the last couple of weeks just digging. But anyway, back to the slug problem. Eggshells don't work, coffee grounds don't seem to work. So I am trying to get my hands on this product called nematodes or nemaslugs, and hopefully that'll work. In the meantime, I'm trying to make some of my own to water the garden with, but I don't know. I'm starting to get past the angry part, so hopefully I'll start enjoying my garden soon. It's exhausting. You put all that work in, and you have high hopes, and then you just have these little invasive munchy monsters that just wipe everything out. The other problem I have is in the potatoes, which are also done with hay. Mice. I had a mice problem last year, so this year I have the same potato bed with the hay, but I am putting spices in there to try and drive spices in there to try and drive the mice out. and things that they don't like catnip, garlic powder, chili powder, stuff like that, coffee grounds, just to get rid of them. My scarlet runner beans are all chewed to pieces. I've planted 3 packages of cucumbers. Probably about 7 made it to the second leaves. I planted over 100 onions, and probably about 10 of those came up. But I enjoy it. I really do enjoy it, for all the headache that it does give me. Because at the end of the season, I know I will get something out of it. Although this year the only thing it appears that I'll be getting is tomatoes, because I have way too many of those planted. But I enjoy it, as aggravating as it is. So my advice for this video would be, try something. Plant a garden. Put in a flower pot. It gives you something to do, gets you outside, walk around in your garden barefoot. It's really fun. My dad was always good at putting in gardens. He can grow anything, and he always grew it to perfection. And I'm just lucky if I have something that the bugs don't eat. I'm more of an experimental gardener than him. He always had the classic garden with the mud. But like I said, once I get the garden in, I don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't want to have to weed it. I don't want to have to water it. I don't want to have to go in every day and fight with it. So that's why I was hoping this hay method would work for me. But there's a downside to every upside, I guess. Can't do much about it. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!